Hope you're having a great day. Beautiful day out here. Beautiful day out here. Hope y'all enjoying y'all day. Not bad out here. Not bad out here. Good day to take a little walk today. Good day to take a little walk today. Uh, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. End of another week. Hope y'all enjoy y'all weekend after today. Uh, but hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a great day. Just taking a little walk right quick. Taking a little walk right quick. But haven't had a religious talk in a while. Haven't had a religious talk in a while. Uh, you know, sometimes we be back and forth as far as our beliefs and what we feel about the Bible. And I think that's a natural part of understanding and knowledge, being human. You know, think about people resurfacing an interview that Monique did a few years back with Jesse Lee Peterson. People, it's crazy. I saw that interview years ago, and now they just now resurfacing that interview. But it's interesting, people's views on what she said about she believed in the universe, and you know, I don't, I don't, I don't judge people. I don't judge people as far as religion is concerned. There's so many different religions. People believe believe what they want to believe. Uh, I've had my questions about religion over time, so how can I judge people that believe what they believe? You know, I've been in church all my life and had some really tough questions dealing with religion. How you doing, Eric? How you doing, Juice World? And that's I can't never pronounce his name, but XXX fan. But again, you know, it's a lot, you know, as far as religion. Like I say, I try not to judge people that believe certain things because sometimes either we was born into it or, as far as beliefs, either we born into a belief or it's something about that belief that tugged our hearts in order, to accept that belief. I think that's how people are. How you doing, Lisa? Just walking around my neighborhood. But yeah, I think those are the main two factors on why people believe what they believe. I think a lot of people go into like the Muslim faith and Islamic. It's because of the structure and discipline, that those religions have. A lot of the Abrahamic religions have. How you doing? Respect King. But I think that's why a lot of people go into those religions because they respect the discipline that those religions have. As far as not eating certain foods, uh, dietary laws, and just the structure that they have. A lot of people, get into those things. But yeah, it's a lot of different things why people get into certain religions and stuff like that. But I hope you're having a great day. But you know, let me know. Let me know what y'all think about what y'all think about contradictions that people have as far as the Bible is concerned. A lot of people have contradictions about they feel like Bible contradicts itself and stuff like that. But just let me know what y'all think, how y'all feel about certain things. Good morning. How you doing? But again, appreciate y'all. But yeah, a lot of people feel like the Bible has a lot of contradictions. And I be feeling that way sometimes about certain things, especially about the Old Testament versus New Testament. How you doing, Armando Rosado? Especially about the Bible, about the Old Testament, New Testament. It's a lot of things in the Old Testament that they had to follow, as far as different laws that they had. And then it seems like in the New Testament, when Jesus came on the scene, it's like they no longer had to follow a lot of those things. And the question is, a lot of people feel like is Jesus, with Jesus and the other people, apostles in the New Testament, was they teaching a different teaching in the New Testament? Was a lot of the Bible twisted over time, And I often feel like, how we played those games in school, where you say one thing on one side of the room, and you tell your people in school one thing, and then by the time people tell the same thing when they get to the other side, it's a totally different sentence. And I feel like sometimes about the Bible, the Bible been written centuries ago. The script's been written centuries ago, and over time I feel like it's probably have been manipulated over time. People put what they feel, they put their own persuasion on the Bible. I feel that, So I feel like, it's okay. I feel like it's all right, if they translate the Bible, because the Bible, even before the King James Version, probably has been translated to fit a certain pressure or political agenda. That's how I honestly feel. Like a lot of the Bible is written in a masculine text, or masculine influence in the Bible. It says he and man. It says a lot of that, but it don't say woman, man, and woman. And so I think the Bible has been influenced by different centuries and what type of political environment that has been transpired during that moment, and we got the Bible that we have today. And so when people say the Bible contradicts itself, I don't take offense, even though, I've been in religion, Christianity, all my life. I'm not a person to take offense because people have their own views about the Bible and what they believe. None of us have, passed through this life and come back and tell people what's really the deal as far as heaven and hell. And so I feel like nobody, like they say, nobody has a heaven and hell to put somebody in. And so, people, especially very religious Christian people, they tend to be very critical and judgmental on people's salvation. And, I kind of take offense to that because it's a lot of things people do, they sinfully do, but they don't even realize it because they don't know everything that's in the Bible, or they may forget they're human, like the song "I'm Only Human," you know. So that's how I feel, about the Bible. I don't take offense how people feel about the Bible. Their opinion they may have been taught that ever since they were young about certain things in the Bible, and we can't be too judgmental on what people were taught from when they was, when they was young. Some people were taught the word, woman was taught the word dresses all their life. Who am I to judge what they've been taught and raised in? There's many traditions that's ingrained in people's thought process. It's a lot of traditions that's ingrained in people's thought process as far as religion, as far as their way of life, and who am I to judge people for what they've been raised in, I've had Guatemalan friends, I've had a lot of Filipino friends that's been raised in Catholicism. So, I don't really judge in that way, and about, what people have to say about contradictions in the Bible. It's hard for me to judge that, And so let me know what y'all think. Leave a comment, after this video. I'm off live. Leave a comment what you think about this topic, Bible contradictions. But again, appreciate y'all for watching. Please subscribe. If you want to send a Cash App and support, my Cash App is on my channel page, the Cash App link. And so, again, appreciate y'all for watching. All right, peace.